But let's bring in some expert analysis here. He's one of the most respected names in mining. He's Chair Emeritus at Franco-Nevada. We are joined by Pierre Lassonde. Pierre, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, Andrew.
What a year for gold. I think we have a chart showing gold this century, and it's been a great asset to own. Although it got to records in 2011, as you know, and it was fallow for a few years after that. But certainly the gold fans have been vindicated this year.
Yeah, no question about it. I think that what we're looking at today is a situation similar to the late 1970s, when you saw the price of gold going from essentially $90 to $800 in a space of 3.5 years. And that happened in a context where you had, high inflation at the time, and essentially you had stagflation. And today, when you look at the U.S., particularly Mr. Trump's cornucopia of regressive tariffs, profligate spending, and eye-watering fiscal deficit, that's a toxic cocktail for more stagflation. And also, it brings into question whether the U.S. dollar is really a safe haven. And that's why you're seeing central banks buying, you're seeing the ETF, all of the gold ETF having record amount of input of incoming money. And I think that 2025 was a fantastic year, but 2026 is probably going to be a new record year again.
For similar reasons, you think those same forces are still at play?
Very much so, very much so. I mean, the U.S. has weaponized the dollar. And, nobody likes to get kicked in the nuts too many times, okay? So you look at China, well, they used to hold like $3 trillion of U.S. dollars. Well, they've cut that, tremendously. And what are they doing? They're buying gold. And so are, Turkey, and look at the number of countries buying gold. It's really amazing. And so when you're buying gold, like half of the world's production is going into central banks. So that leaves only half, which is about 1,800 ton for everybody else. And if you're trying to move $1 trillion of saving into gold, the gold price will be like 17,000 plus.
Do you think there's a risk that we'll get gold mining euphoria, Pierre? We saw a lot of mergers during this year. Will we start seeing overpriced acquisitions, do you think, if this continues?
There's no question about it. I think that 2026 will be a record year for M&A in the gold space. The producers are getting incredible amount of cash flow. And while they are distributing a lot of it back to shareholders, they still have enormous amount of money left, and they all want to grow so I think you're going to see really a lot of new M&A in the coming year.
But look, we just saw how Kinross had a great year. But you remember years ago, they did an overpriced acquisition in Africa. That took years to work out. And we've seen that kind of thing in the gold market. Is there a risk that people will be bidding up assets too enthusiastically?
Of course, there's always a risk. But so far, the CEOs that have taken over after the crisis of 2011, 2015 have been very disciplined. If you look at Agnico Eagle, you look at Kinross, they've all been very, very disciplined, and I expect more of that. Now, does it mean that some acquisitions will have a 20, 30% premium? Yes, but you have to understand that, the stock today, are trading at like a consensus gold price of about $3,200 vis-a-vis the reality of $4,200 an ounce. So there's quite a margin here to play with for acquisition.
Big story in mining, Teck being bought by Anglo-American. Pierre, you have expressed concerns in the past about the hollowing out of Canada's mining industry. Were you happy to see Ottawa approve that deal?
Well, in a way, yes, because it's the best deal that the Teck shareholders could get at the time. But no, because we're losing, in my mind, another champion of, Canadian champion. Yes, the headquarters have been moved to Vancouver, But 5 years from now, go to Vancouver and tell me whether or not the headquarters are still there. Because if you look at all the previous acquisitions, they've all promised, whether it's Inco, Alcan, Falconbridge, Noranda, they've all promised the same thing. And today there's none. So I'm skeptical, but from a shareholder standpoint, once Teck sold their coal division, it was essentially a rump, and it was going to get taken out no matter what. And I think that merger is the best that they could do.
Give us your thoughts, finally, if you would, on Mark Bristow. He's parting with Barrick Gold. In a way, he was far-sighted. I mean, he pushed getting big in copper. It looks like the African risk may have been the downfall. Investors just didn't enjoy that.
Well, I think there was several factors at play with his demise as CEO. One was his incapacity to look for accretive acquisitions. And because if you look at the 5 years that he was there, he did none. He was incapable. As I said to him many times, like, Mark, price is what you pay, but value is what you get. So why do you think, some companies are willing to pay a premium? Because they see far more value in what they're paying. But he was incapable of doing so, and he left on the table several, acquisitions that would have been great for Barrick. And at the same time, the performance was not there. Right. If you look at the guidelines, they missed, practically all their guidelines over 5 years. And the stock, when you look at what happened to the stock after he left, the stock doubled. And so there was a Bristow discount of 50%.
Yeah, he was stubborn, I guess, in the sense that he refused to do a premium takeover. He just didn't like those. Yeah, we'd better jump, Pierre. Thank you very much, and I hope you can come back and talk to us in 2026. Really appreciate it.
Well, I think we will have the opportunity to do that. Thank you so much.
Pierre, thank you. Pierre Lassonde, Chair Emeritus at Franco-Nevada.